Welcome back, all you glass enthusiasts. Here, I'm Andrej Jakab in my gallery in Vienna, Austria, and today we're going to show you a special selection of an awesome optical glass artist, Andrej Jakab. And we're going to go through all the pieces a little bit so you get a basic idea of what he does. I have very early pieces that he had from the last century that was in the Corning Museum, and some other pieces, and you can see the fantastic evolution and the interesting optical play that happens in the glass and the sculptural aspect. I hope you're going to enjoy this and follow me. Okay, we're just going to zip through and take a look at some of his awesome pieces. This is a really cool piece. I love this piece. And he has basically three different ways of working. One is with pâte vert glass inside, that's like colored glass powder, like in this piece here where he cuts the piece, puts different colors inside. It's a nice, fantastic pyramid, and you get a lot of depth. He also works with clear optical glass. We're going to see some very interesting, the infinity cube, and some iterations of that idea. Or he works with metals like gold and copper, and he puts them inside, and you get this wonderful effect. It looks like water or sand dunes, and it's just, the reflections is actually what catches your eyes by these awesome sculptures. So here you have a nice, wonderful pyramid, a lot of depth with this pâte vert reflecting, two circles carved inside, and I have to point out, just this polishing, it's just sharp edges, it just comes together. It is absolutely magnificent. So we just jumped, this is an early piece by him. This is one actually from my home. This is this amber color glass. He takes different, optical glass can come in different colors, but this amber color is quite nice because it gives it a little bit of a more subtle look. And here we come to one of my favorite pieces. This is an early piece that the other piece, there were like two pieces. One is still in the Corning Museum. This was exhibited. This is champagne colored glass. It has these wonderful warm colors. And he did something unusual. He doesn't do this very often. He kind of does these feathered structures that are like, what basically he does, these are different parts. He roughs the surfaces, puts them in the oven, it heats up, and it gives this kind of almost like a cobweb or cloth type of structure inside. A very dynamic pyramid, a little bit curved to the top, but a fantastic color. Here's one of his optical clear glasses in this idea, different reiterations of the infinity cube. We're going to take a closer look at that. There are a couple of videos down below, check them out. Awesome pieces. There's basically nothing inside, and he works with reflections. Here one curve and four little curves on the back. When you go into the depth, it just reflects in different ways. Here's transparent. On the other side, you get a lot of depth. So we're going to go to the next piece. Clear piece with 24 karat gold. And this is something I always want to point out, what really makes a good piece by Andrej Jakab. This angle kind of changes, and the more it's kind of dipped, you have this nicer reflection on the back, and this is always very tantalizing because most people take a look at the reflection on the back and take a look, where is that? It's not, it's just a reflection, but it looks like it's part of the whole object. And it reflects, and it therefore becomes more dimensional. And when you move around, you just get a different optic of the piece, and it just is absolutely phenomenal. I love this. This looks like a little sand dune, little hill, somewhere in the countryside. I don't know, you can just go dip in. These are these smaller pieces. This is a very interesting piece because you use a different colored optical glass, green in the middle, white on the outside with pâte vert. This gives it a different dynamic. And here I have a smaller piece, similar to the gold one, but with a curved top, different reiteration, very dynamic piece because it has a lot of depth. And then we're going further back, and we're going to take a look at some incredible pieces by Andrej Jakab. All right, now we're going to go to one of these objects that really inspired me, and he did different reiterations of this idea. This is the infinity cube. And as you see, and I talked about it before, there's a video about the infinity cube. Check it out. There's nothing inside. It is just a solid cube. But through this little cut here, and it reflects this quarter of a spherical cutout in this thing, and it reflects, and you get this spherical shape inside, and that keeps on reflecting, and it goes on into infinity. It's a very inspiring piece because the sculptural aspect of this piece actually develops out of the properties of the glass through the reflections. Very inspiring piece because it works, the sculpture comes through the properties of the glass. Fantastic piece. This is a new piece he did, it's a flower piece. This is a new champagne color. It's a little bit subtler. This is an old champagne color, also with pâte vert, very complex. A lot of depth in the inside, going on the back, cutout piece. Absolutely beautiful, great color, smaller piece. Not too many smaller pieces going around right now. This is a piece I personally am totally fascinated about. Champagne color, Corning gas, 24 karat gold. It's called sand dunes. And at certain angles, you just take a look at it and you have the feeling it just reflects and goes on. You're rolling little sand dunes in the going off into the horizons. And every different perspective gives you a little bit of a different depth and a different angle of the whole perspective you can kind of see in this landscape. Nice curve inside, so you get this curve reflected on the other side. The gold reflects on that. It just looks like, oh, it's really fantastic. To the sand dunes, we've got the water wave piece. This is with only copper inside. Very interesting piece, similar effect, big curve, a lot taller, very dynamic, hard to make. Again, perfectly polished. Polishing is a really difficult thing to do. I'm a geologist. I had to polish my stone slides when I take a look at them in the microscope. So I really appreciate the amount of work and in-depth you got to go just to get into this high glossy surfaces that actually reacts like a mirror. So this is the counterpiece to the sand dunes. These are water waves through the copper. Wonderful piece. Again, here, amber piece color. Andrej Jakab also, as I said, works with solid pieces, perfect, not an air bubble inside. It's a very subtle pyramid. With a certain angle, you get constant reflections of all these edges, very complex. A little bit reduced on the other side, also a pyramid, kind of shifted on its axis. Very nice piece, subtle. If you want a piece that just kind of goes into your collection, that really doesn't scream out but fits in well, I love this little pyramid. But going on here is these wonderful purple colored optical glass pieces. Here it's with gold on top and pâte vert, so different materials in one piece. It's a very massive piece. Normally he works in this size. This is a very interesting piece, also similar reiteration, but different in the expression. Nice. This is Salvador. It's like the wings of a bird just moving ahead. There's a lot of dynamic piece. This one actually rotates on its own axis because it's beveled. This one doesn't. It's a little bit too big for that. But this just has, because of the size, you just have a lot more satisfaction in the reflection when you go into it. The light on the bottom is just to help you see it, the reflections directly, but nice light from the top actually does really well with these pieces too. So we're back to these infinity cubes, these psychedelic, incredible pieces. Similar to the one big one we saw there is a smaller iteration with a triangle in here. When you look in there, it's mesmerizing. I can't explain how great this piece is, because this little triangle here reflects in a total pyramid, and this little curve is a circle, and it's just awesome. And that just reflects in all directions over and over again. And as I said before, there's nothing inside. It's just these reflections from the sides that create this optical illusion of actually there's something is inside, but there's absolutely nothing inside. This is a really complex piece because there's copper and gold on one surface, so you have this kind of greenish golden color in here, but here again, just the landscaping and the reflection in the back is just absolutely tantalizing. Big piece, this one really fascinates me. I love this piece. It's a very subtle piece, but very dynamic in the reflection, giving you a lot of depth in the landscape. This one is the Mongulfiera. Big curved cutout on the back, nice copper inside here with the in-depth reflections. It's actually like the earth and the water on the surface. And I have a similar piece like this at home. I just love this because it works so well when the light comes from the top. You get the copper reflects that, and you actually have more of the object than when the light comes from the bottom. This is a medium-sized piece. It's a little bit flatter, so you have this kind of blue pâte vert surface reflecting on the back here. It's very satisfying because the colors are very subtle. And if you're like me and you have a big collection of glass, you have a lot of colors. And most of the colors you'll find in here, there's a touch of orange, red, light turquoise blue, little touch of green. There's absolutely everything inside. So it really complements any other piece you have at home. So we still have a couple of more pieces. I just don't have enough room in my gallery to show them all. I really have a big collection of Jakab. So if you want to check out some more, go to my homepage, contact me. We can go into depth. I can explain exactly which pieces work out with other pieces and how the pieces actually are made. So take the time, check out my homepage, look at my other YouTube videos, like and subscribe, really helps. Thank you. See you later. Bye.